This is Middle East Brief with Avi Kaner, your daily intelligence update on what actually matters.
Today's podcast is about the visit of Argentina's President Javier Milei to Israel and why it matters far beyond ceremony. Because this is not just another state visit. It's a statement, a geopolitical statement, a moral statement, and an economic statement. Javier Milei arrived in Israel this weekend for another high-profile visit, underscoring how central the relationship has become to his foreign policy. And one of his first stops was prayer at the Western Wall. And that matters, because the Western Wall is not just a landmark, it is history, identity, continuity. And for a foreign leader to begin there sends a message of respect, connection, and conviction. But the story between these two nations did not begin this week. It goes back generations. Beginning in the late 1800s, Argentina became a major destination for Jewish immigrants escaping persecution in Europe and elsewhere. New farming communities were built across the country, and a vibrant Jewish life took root. Over time, Argentina developed the largest Jewish community in Latin America. Then came the birth of modern Israel. Argentina recognized Israel in 1949, and formal diplomatic relations began. So this is not a new friendship. It is a relationship more than 7 decades old, built not only by governments, but by people. Why is this visit significant now? Because leaders usually avoid conflict zones. They postpone, they distance themselves, they hedge. Milei did the opposite. He came during wartime, he came publicly, he came enthusiastically, and that sends a message. Argentina, under Milei, is aligning itself with the democratic West and placing Israel at the center of that alignment. There is also the Jerusalem question. Milei has repeatedly pledged to move Argentina's embassy to Jerusalem, a symbolic and diplomatic step watched around the world. Then there is the Iran dimension. Argentina carries painful history here. The 1992 bombing of the Israeli embassy in Buenos Aires. The 1994 AMIA Jewish Center bombing. For many Argentines, Iran is not an abstract issue. It is personal. And Milei has taken one of the toughest anti-Iranian regime lines in the region. There's also something deeper, values. Milei often speaks about liberty, Western civilization, and moral clarity. In his view, support for Israel is not transactional, it is civilizational. That makes him unusual in global politics. And there is, of course, an economic layer too. Argentina needs growth, investment, innovation, and credibility. Israel offers world-class strengths in technology, water, agriculture, cybersecurity, health, and entrepreneurship. That creates real opportunity beyond speeches and photo ops. And there is one final symbol. Milei is set to become the first foreign leader ever chosen to light a torch at the Israel Independence Day ceremony. That is extraordinary, because this is one of Israel's most meaningful national rituals. The ceremony marks a transition from Memorial Day, when the country honors its fallen, into Independence Day, when it celebrates the rebirth of the Jewish state. It is emotional, historic. It is deeply personal for millions of Israelis. The people who usually light these torches are not visiting dignitaries. They are Israelis chosen for extraordinary contribution. They include soldiers, scientists, artists, rescuers, educators, community builders, people whose stories reflect the nation's values and resilience. So to invite a foreign leader into that circle is highly unusual. It says he is not being treated as a guest alone. He is being honored as someone who stood with Israel when it mattered. A rare honor, a public statement, a sign of trust and gratitude. It signifies that support for Israel is not isolated. It signifies that new alliances can emerge from outside the traditional power map. And it signifies that in an age of ambiguity, some leaders still choose clarity.
This is Middle East Brief with Avi Kaner. If you want clarity, not noise, follow and share. Continue the conversation on X at Avi Kaner. Back tomorrow